Albert Einstein once said, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. I promise you by the end of this short podcast, you're going to understand compound interest and you're going to understand how to avoid all the pitfalls that could cost you millions of dollars. Hi, welcome to Control and Compound. I'm your host, Darren Mitchell, and joining me today, as always, is Christina Wyatt, wealth coach at Control and Compound. Christina, how you doing today?
Hey, Darren, I am doing great today. How are you doing?
I'm excited. This compound interest, Control and Compound, it's in our name, and we're going to talk about compound interest today. We're going to do a fun little exercise. Where are we going to start?
Well, as always, before we get started, I'm going to remind everyone that if you're listening on your favorite podcast platform, we'd love it if you could please leave that 5-star review and subscribe. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the bell button so you always know when new content is coming out.
Okay, so we're going to use a fun example of a penny doubling every day. So the exercise is, and again, for those of you that have already heard this example, we're going to put a really new twist on it at the end. So the story goes, okay, if someone came into you and said, Christina, would you rather $500,000 today? I'll give you $500,000, or I'll give you a penny, and that penny will double every single day for a month. Okay, $500,000 or a penny that doubles every single day for a month. What do you think most people would say?
Most people are going to take that instant gratification and take that $500,000, I would imagine.
And I think this is what Einstein was saying is people don't understand compound interest, okay? So let's use that penny example. Now, we've been through this exercise, so trust us. We're going to take the penny. But if you think of it, it doesn't make sense. A penny versus $500,000, like guaranteed. But again, you got to understand compound interest. So your one penny, next day it's worth 2, next day it's worth 4, next day it's worth 8. Okay, great. I'm still pretty happy with the $500,000 instead of 8 cents. But if you continue this on, by day 10, you've got $5.12. By day 17, you've got $655. By day 24, you've got $83,000 and change. $83,000. Okay, well, now we're talking some serious cash by day 24. Well, by day 27, now you're up to $671,000. You left that $500,000 option in the dust. But look what happens when that compound interest continues. Goes to 1.3, 2.6. Day 30, it hits 5.3. And then finally in day 31, $10.7 million. So you had the opportunity to take $10.7 million and you chose $500,000 because you didn't understand compound interest. And that's the whole point of this exercise is you need to know how compound interest works, and we're going to show you how it works and what to avoid. 10.7 is a little more than $500,000, Christina.
Yeah, when you see the numbers, you're definitely going to want to pick that the compounding penny, right? Another great example that we use is the snowball example. So if you had, a tiny snowball and you continued to, at the very beginning, it's going to look a lot like this penny. It's just small. It's 16 cents, 32. It's not looking great. But once once it starts compounding and you're seeing that snowball grow and grow and grow, you get to a place where it's the base of a snowman. Well, it's compounding quite rapidly at this point, right? It's getting huge. And that's exactly what happens with our wealth when we can keep it uninterrupted. So this compound looks amazing, right? But can anybody just allow their penny to double every single day? Do we see that happen on the regular with compound interest?
No, and just, we probably should put a disclaimer in there. We don't double your penny every single day.
I wish we could.
Wow, the phones be ringing off the hook. All right, I'm in. I got 10 cents. What do I get for that? No, but again, this is kind of looking at, if you equate this example to your, if you start investing in your 20s and 30s, you could have money invested for 70 or 80 years. So we've got a long time horizon. But, let's bring it back to the real world. In the real world, is it just that easy, or is there something that happens to your money that it doesn't grow like this, Christina?
Yeah, there's definitely something that happens to the majority of people out there. They're not going to see this uninterrupted. And I say uninterrupted because there are four big things that interrupt your wealth for the average person, and they're going to be those wealth destroyers that you talk about in your book, Be the Bank, right? It's those taxes, the fees, the volatility, and the spending are going to knock you off this curve very quickly. You're going to go from doubling to, it's going to change things quite dramatically to have those four destroyers impact your wealth. It's really going to change the overall picture.
Okay, well, let's break down a couple of those wealth destroyers and show the example with the penny to just show you how impactful those wealth destroyers are and why you want to make sure to avoid those wealth destroyers. So what are we going to start with? Volatility?
Yeah, I think we should start with volatility. We've seen a lot of it out there. I know that people can understand and they know, what it looks like in the markets right now. So starting with this one, it's quite impactful.
Yeah, if you want to understand volatility, look at your stock market bounces last year, and then look at them this year, and then I think you'll have a pretty good understanding what volatility is. Volatility is when we have a drop in the markets, in this example, or the pennies. So in this penny example, we're going to say, okay, 31 days, penny's going to double 28 of those 31 days. So if you think it from a rate of return, 28 out of the next 31 days, I'm going to double my money each day. Double 100% return. But on 3 days, we pick day 10, 20, and 30. So just 3 days, you're going to have a down market. So we're going to do minus 40% day 10, minus 40% day 20, and day 30. So just 3 out of those 31 days. If we do that, minus 40 those 3 days, instead of $10.7 million, you've got $289,000. Like, if that doesn't blow your mind, you had 10.7 and now you have less than 300,000. 10.4 of that 10.7 went away when we introduced 3 days of volatility. Now, again, we're not going to double our money every day in the real world, but do you think, Christina, in the real world, over someone's investing time period, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, we might see 3 down periods?
I'd imagine we're going to see, historically, we have seen more than three down periods. It's not going to double every day, but 100% a real life example of seeing, those market drops over that time that you're invested in the markets.
Thanks for listening so far. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell button so you always know when new content is coming out. If you're listening on your favorite podcast platform, please leave a 5-star rating and leave a review and subscribe. And if you are interested in learning more, please visit our website at controlandcompound.com to sign up for a free education session with one of our wealth coaches.
Okay, so that's volatility. Let's go into the next one, and then you better do the next one because I get a little agitated just saying the word. So why don't you do the next one, Christina?
Yeah, this one's hard. This one is hard to do. It makes your stomach hurt. So we're going to talk about the taxes. Taxes as a wealth destroyer. And we all know, we don't even have to look at the example. We know that taxes can easily destroy our wealth. But let's take a look at the penny example and see what happens here. So we're looking at a 50% tax bracket, just to make it simple. We take a penny. Well, now we're going to get 50% tax on that growth the following day, right? So now we only have a penny and a half that's doubling the next day, and so on throughout those days, right? We're losing 50% of the growth each and every day in this example. And what's going to end up happening is we're going to go from that 10 million down to $1,900. It's very hard to see. It's very hard to see, but it's understandable, right? Like this is what happens with the taxes.
So you went from $10.7 million, but if you were in a 50% tax bracket on that growth, you don't have enough to take your family away for a nice vacation to Disney. You get enough to pay for 2 tickets to Disney or something for one day. Or the family can go to Disney for a day, or $10.7 million. So if you don't accept that tax is your number one wealth destroyer, and what you do now and over the next 20, 30, 50, 60, 70 years, one of the most important things you can do is get a handle on tax, then you're going to be just like Albert Einstein talked about, not understanding compound interest, and it's going to be costing you. So $1,900 if you pay a 50% tax instead of 10.7 million. Oh, I wasn't going to talk. I got to get involved. I was just, I'm agitated already. This is what taxes do to your investments. This is why we've got to get a handle on your tax.
Exactly. So what's our next wealth destroyer here? Let's take a look. We've got our spending. So this is another big one.
Yeah, and I mean this is what most people do, right? I mean most people, that snowball analogy, you start with a snowball, you roll it, you get the base of a snowman, and then all of a sudden, ooh, shiny new vehicle or some other, thing you want to buy, and they smash that car, or they smash the don't smash the car, they smash the snowball or smash the base of a snowman, and then they restart the compounding with another snowball. Same if you're saving for a down payment, you want to do a private lending, whatever it is you're going to take advantage of or spend your money or invest your money, restarting that compounding and going back to zero. So in this example, we took the penny, we doubled it every day, and we said, okay, the penny's chugging along pretty good. And all of a sudden, this person got to day 22, and they're like, I got over $21,000 in my account now on day 22 because my money's been doubling every day. It's like, feeling kind of rich now. You know what I think I'll do? I think I'll go buy buy a car for that. I got 21 grand. I can pay cash. If I can pay cash, why wouldn't I pay cash? So they take $21,000 and they go pay cash. Okay. So what did they do? They interrupted their compound interest. Okay. They interrupt their compound interest. So now in day 23, they're back to a penny, then 2, then 4, then 8. So at the end of 31 days, this person now has $2.56 plus a depreciating asset that's $21,000 car. So $2.56 and a $21,000 car, or $10.7 million if they had left it. Now again, how does that apply to the real world, Christina? How do people, you're going to need to buy a car, you're going to need to invest money, you're going to need to take advantage of opportunities. How do you access money in the penny example and not affect your compounding?
Well, you want to use somebody else's money, right? So we want to be able to keep that compounding uninterrupted. And the spending is hard to grasp a little bit because you think you're really doing well and you've saved all that amount, and now you're going to pay cash, and that's out there. It's been known that pay cash is good. Well, is it good in this example? No, you've seen that you've missed out on that compound, that last bit of compounding uninterrupted, which has gone from 10 million down to 256. So what you want to do is you want to be able to access money or a collateral loan outside of your money that is that compounding uninterrupted. And how we do that obviously is with our cash value life insurance, right? We want to eliminate these wealth destroyers. At the end of the day, you want to find a strategy that's going to remove these wealth destroyers so that your wealth can do just what it does in this penny example. It can compound uninterrupted. Now, obviously not double every single day, but be able to keep it on that path, right? Keep it rolling, keep that snowball growing, have that, that compound growth.
Yeah. And again, this goes back to the Einstein quote again, people don't understand the impact of interrupting their compounding. They think, oh, it's 21 grand, I'm going to go spend it. But no, it's, people are so focused on, okay, think of the interest I saved. I didn't have a car loan, or I didn't have a policy loan. Okay, yeah. But what about what you lost? Because people don't do that calculation. Because once you spend $1 or waste $1 or pay $1 in unnecessary taxes, it's not just that dollar that's gone. It's what that dollar could have grown to. And in this case, it could have grown to $10.7 million. And because you interrupted it, it's only $2.56. So I just can't emphasize enough. If you read the book, Be the Bank, or read the chapter, but just get a handle on how the wealth destroyers are impacting your personal family finances, how your corporate finances are being affected by that. We want to avoid taxes, fees, volatility, and spending as much as we can. And we believe the infinite banking policy is perfect for that. And we're happy to, share more stories and more podcasts. We're happy to talk to people that if they want to learn more about this, but, just educate yourself to understand compound interest, and you're going to be way ahead of the game and way ahead of the average person. All right, that's all we got today. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for listening. Please check us out or check out our website at controlandcompound.com. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to this podcast. If you're listening on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and hit that bell button. If you're listening on your favorite podcast platform, please leave us a 5-star review and subscribe. And if you want more information, check out our website, controlandcompound.com, and you can sign up for an education session with one of our wealth coaches.